Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some news, so let's get to it. The very first thing I want to tell you guys about is a brand new company called Corax, who is actually going to be releasing a Tyrannosaurus Rex model very soon. Unfortunately, as of this time, we don't actually have any images of the model. We only have this image here kind of showing a silhouette of what the model could potentially look like, and that it is number one in their line of figures. It definitely looks really quite cool as far as the silhouette goes, and I'm quite intrigued to see what the final product does look like, as well as what other species they'll be creating in the future, but definitely exciting to see yet another new company on the scene. And then as far as Hibou Coop, who I had spoken of previously in a news video, kind of showing you guys a few images, and it was thanks to Paleo Nerd who actually had pointed that company out to us. Well, again, a huge thank you goes out to him, as he has just recently informed me of another release of theirs, which is a Dreadnoughtus. And how awesome is that? There are next to no figures of this species out there, very, very few as far as this one goes, so it's really cool to see one being created by Hibou Coop, and I'm really interested in the model overall, as that is a species that I personally do not have in my collection at all. Really interesting looking paint scheme for the model as well. I like the coloration, but it's definitely interesting to see that very bright reddish coloration kind of running down the side. Very unique idea, but I think it actually looks quite cool on the model overall. Definitely a nice choice as far as species goes, and the overall appearance to their figure. Really cool stuff. As always, if you are interested in picking this up, make sure you check the description, as I will have a link to Hibou Coop and where you can pick up this model. And then continuing on with news that was actually brought to my attention by Paleo Nerd, so another huge thank you goes out to them. There are actually going to be some brand new Captivz Jurassic World figures. We can see that they are going to be releasing Camp Cretaceous figures, which actually includes quite a few new sculpts. As we can see, the entire Raptor squad is now in the line, as well as a Pteranodon, a Sinoceratops, which we've had both of those previously, potentially sporting some new paint schemes. We also have a Carnotaurus, which is pretty much the one that I've been waiting for to see get a release from the Captivz Jurassic World line, as well as Bumpy, which will please many people, as there is quite the following out there for Bumpy. You can also see another Indominus Rex, another Baryonyx, another T-Rex, and another Stegosaurus, all potentially sporting new paint schemes. It's a little tough to tell exactly from these images here, but they definitely look like they've got some new paint to them. And then there's also some glow-in-the-dark figures, which include Bumpy, a Baryonyx, and a Pteranodon. 15 figures overall included in the new line. Really cool stuff, as always, from the Captivz Jurassic World line, and something I would love to get my hands on and review for you guys. And then as far as Sean Cooper goes, there is actually a brand new model coming from Sean Cooper, and is available now. You can see it as a Kentrosaurus, which looks beautiful if you ask me. Definitely something that I think is a really well done model overall as far as the sculpt goes, which is not surprising, as if it's a Sean Cooper sculpt, it's definitely going to be a good one. We have reviewed some stuff from Sean Cooper in the past. He has sculpted out quite a few of the models for memory museums, so I am definitely a fan of Sean Cooper overall, so it's really exciting to see more releasing from him, and definitely a really nice model as always. So if you are interested in this, make sure you head to the description, as I will include a link to there as well, where you can purchase this beautiful Kentrosaurus. And then as far as PNSO goes, there is actually a brand new model coming from them, but it's not kind of one of the standard models like we've been getting for quite a little while now. This is actually a limited edition version, a 1/3 scale Sinoceratops. And wow, really cool looking overall. Considering it is a PNSO model, you know it's going to be really highly detailed. Pretty nice looking pose on it as well. Definitely a really cool model in general as far as species goes as well, something that there are so few models out there of. And the model is actually only a limited edition of 300 pieces globally. There were 10 pieces for PNSO themselves, there are 40 pieces for global museums, 200 pieces for the Chinese mainland market, which are all sold out, and there are 50 pieces for global fans, so that is a very small number. So if this is something that you are interested in, make sure you pick it up right away, or it'll be sold out in no time. And then as far as Wild Past goes, we have this image here showing some of the beautiful box art, as well as the bases, as well as the Tethyshadros figures in general for the Wild Past line. This is their second release in the line of figures like this, so it's really exciting that we are finally getting another release from them. Previously, we've only had the Protoceratops, so these new figures are really exciting for me because I love the Protoceratops, and it seems like the overall quality on these ones are much better than the Protoceratops, which shows that Wild Past continues to improve all the time, and again, a really cool species as far as the Tethyshadros in general, so awesome stuff from them. It should be releasing very, very soon. As far as the Beasts of the Mesozoic, we have yet another look at their Lythronax, the fully painted prototype, which again is just so unbelievably striking yet incredibly natural. This one quickly rose to the top as far as my favorites of the upcoming Tyrannosaurus series line goes. When I had initially seen the prototype, I was just instantly sold on this one, and again, just the color scheme alone and the fact that it's a Lythronax, which there's so few models of that one out there as well, but the paint scheme alone, the color scheme they've gone with is so incredibly striking. It just instantly jumped up to the top of my list as far as favorites go, and Creative Beast Studio has announced that there will be a full gallery coming later this week, so of course when that does officially drop, I will include that in a news video for you guys. And then as far as Bandai Spirits, it appears as though they'll be releasing a few different dinosaur figures. Definitely some interesting models that we have here. We have what appears to be a Triceratops, a Raptor, which probably would be a Velociraptor. We also have a Stegosaurus, a Brachiosaurus, and maybe two different Tyrannosaurs. I'm not entirely sure if they're both Tyrannosaurus Rex or exactly what type of species they are, but very interesting looking models, some of which I definitely quite like. There's definitely been some negative feedback as far as these go due to the lack of feathers on the Raptor there, but you know, I think the Rex and stuff looks pretty nice, especially that brown Rex at the top. I'm definitely a fan of that one, but very interesting figures. I'm not entirely sure where these will be available to purchase, but personally, I would definitely like to pick some up. And then as far as Passion Charger goes, we have a look at the head sculpt of his upcoming Edmontosaurus, just kind of giving you a good idea of what the detail looks like, and we had seen the detail previously in the images that he had shared of the digital sculpt, but this is the first time seeing the actual detail on the printed out model of the head sculpt, and man, is that impressive. Again, that skin texture, that skin detail is some of the best that I've ever seen on any model anywhere. So, as usual, Passion Charger continues to impress me, but again, they may be taking this to new heights as far as realism goes on their models, because that is some unbelievable detail right there. And then we have a little bit of information here, all of which is for Mattel and all of which came from Collect Jurassic. The very first one that I want to show you guys are two different alternate images that we had not seen previously of the upcoming super colossal Carnotaurus. Again, just to iron in the fact that this is going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous model. I am so unbelievably excited about this and pretty much counting the days until I can add this one to my collection because I love Carnotaurus. It's my favorite dinosaur of all time. So for us to have a gigantic colossal version from Mattel is incredibly exciting as far as I'm concerned, and I think personally it's probably the best looking Carnotaurus that Mattel has released so far. So I wanted to share these images with you, again to keep you guys as excited as I am because it looks incredible. I also wanted to show you guys these images as the Sinoceratops, the newest paint scheme, is seen here in hand, kind of giving us an idea of what the actual final product looks like, as well as, you know, the typical box art that we get as far as the Camp Cretaceous line goes. It looks really, really nice overall, and definitely an exciting figure for me. I'm psyched to have one in this color scheme as opposed to the bluish color scheme we had previously, although the blue color scheme was quite nice, but I'm definitely psyched to have one in a more Jurassic World type of a color scheme. Or I should say, I guess, Fallen Kingdom. We also have a few new looks here at the upcoming Attack Pack figures, or I guess we should say Wild Packs, as they are now called Wild Packs, but we've got, of course, the Zuniceratops here, which I think is going to be an incredible figure, one that I cannot wait to get a hold of, and the more images that I see of it, the more I fall in love with it. We also have a nice close shot here of the Herrerasaurus, which looks pretty good, honestly. The more I see this one, the more I start to like this paint scheme. I actually really quite like it from what I could see in these images right here. And then we have the Alioramus, which initially I kind of liked this one, I think potentially a little more than the previous one, but this image makes me kind of like the previous one a little more, I think, but still pretty cool looking regardless. And then we have the Dracorex, yet again, not a fan of this paint scheme, honestly. Looking at it here, it doesn't really look that great, and I definitely think that the previous Dracorex figures from Mattel were better. And then we have the baby Brachiosaurus, which is probably the most exciting one for all of us because it looks gorgeous As far as that detailing goes and that head sculpt, everything on that is just phenomenal. Cannot wait to get that one in my collection. And then the new paint scheme on the newest Dimorphodon, probably like 463 Dimorphodons in. We have this version, which as well does look pretty cool. Nothing amazing though on that. I also wanted to let you guys know that there is a brand new Jumbo Funko Pop figure coming. As far as a Velociraptor Blue, it is actually a Walmart exclusive. Previously, we had a Jumbo Tyrannosaurus Rex, and now we have this giant version of Blue. I do believe it was up for pre-order on Walmart.com. I will include a link in the description for you guys to check out if you'd like to pre-order it. I don't know for sure if it is still available on pre-order, but it may be. So again, if you are interested in that, make sure you check the description. And I also wanted to let you guys know, again, all of this is thanks to Collect Jurassic, but there is actually an Extreme Chompin Spinosaurus tag showing up at Best Buys across the United States, so that may be your best bet here in the United States to get a hold of the Spinosaurus, as it does appear as though it's going to be heading to Best Buy very soon if they've already got a tag out. So make sure to keep your eyes out at your local Best Buy for the Spinosaurus to drop. And the final thing I have, yet again, thanks to Collect Jurassic, are the official images of the Amber Collection Ray Arnold. And initially I wasn't super sold on the figure from the images that we had seen previously, but honestly, looking at these new images, I completely changed my mind. I think it looks beautiful. You can see all of the really nice detailing to the figure, as well as the awesome addition of the severed arm, which I think is just probably the coolest addition to this figure that you could possibly get. Again, Mattel continues to impress me, especially when it comes to like the extras that they include with their releases, and that's another really cool extra that I'm so happy has been added in, and something that I definitely cannot wait to get my hands on. Again, the figure as a whole looks incredible. The extras all look incredible. Definitely a very exciting Amber Collection release coming from Mattel as always. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way. But until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.